Mr. Sunil Gavaskar, we will talk about the impact of Michael Clarke's injury in just a bit, but I need your expert mind to help us understand what has happened first. Yesterday you said you believed India could win. They almost did. But where did India lose it? Was it that they didn't know how to deal with Nathan Lyon? They didn't have a clear strategy in the final session, or whether to go for it or not? Or was it those crucial wickets of Kohli and Murali Vijay?
I think when the partnership between Murali Vijay and Virat Kohli was broken, quite clearly a new batsman coming in where the ball was turning around a little bit, the odd ball keeping low, it wasn't going to be easy. And that's what generally happens when a well-set partnership is broken. Then there was the quick dismissal of Ajinkya Rahane and Rohit Sharma, which put pressure on Virat Kohli. And therefore, what looked at one stage tantalizingly close and possible didn't quite happen. And unfortunately, it went the other way.
Right, so I'm also finding it very, very hard to separate Virat Kohli's magnificent innings from the shot he played to get out, which in many ways was the final nail in India's coffin. Can you help me with that? Should we praise Kohli for his knock or criticize him for that shot that proved to be fatal?
I think we praise him for the knock. We praise him for the positivity that he showed throughout the match, not just in the fourth innings, but throughout the match. Shot selection, sometimes it can go wrong. And you can get out when you're 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. Here he's got out after scoring 140. So you really can't fault him.
Do you have any criticism for the Indian team, the way we were capitulated in the last session?
Well, my only observation, and it's not criticism, is really that it's the first test of the series. And when the wicket of Rohit Sharma fell, with the fact that Karan Sharma was playing his first test and unproven as a batsman in test cricket, I think we should have looked to maybe put the shutters down and gone into the second test with the series still level. I think by going into the second test at Brisbane, which is going to be a hard, bouncier pitch than the one in Adelaide, I don't think we've helped matters by going there one down. So I think at the stage when Rohit Sharma was out, I think we should have looked to maybe save the game rather than trying to win it, because winning at that stage was really not going to be possible, because, as I said, there was the inexperience of Karan Sharma and there was not much left after that.
Right. Talking about the fact that we could have probably won this test match, did we miss the one man, the finisher, MS Dhoni today? Virat was obviously trying to finish it soon, but knowing Dhoni's style, he would have been probably willing to take it till the end, unlike his replacement Ridhiman Saha.
Yes, again, Saha inexperienced, so you can't really blame him. Might have got a bit carried away after that six and the shot that he played. But yes, I think Dhoni in a situation like this would have been just perfect, because I think he and Virat would not just have looked for the big shots. The big plus in having Mahendra Singh Dhoni in the team is the ones and the twos that he takes, and that keeps the scoreboard ticking. And I think that's what would have happened. But in cricket, no place for ifs and buts.
I just want to actually go back to the overall scheme of things, the fact that India lost this test match, in a sense snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, throwing away a chance to take a 1-0 lead. Or do you, sir, think that we should stay positive and say this is going to make India believe that they can actually go out there and beat the Aussies, something that proved almost impossible in 2012 when we were swept away 4-0?
Well, I mean, we've lost the first test, and while the positives are Virat Kohli and Murali Vijay's batting, Cheteshwar Pujara also batting well, Rahane batting well in the first innings. There are not much other positives. Our bowling attack didn't come up at all in the first innings, which could be understood because there was not much on the pitch. But I think while it's the exciting test match, I don't think India has helped matters by losing it. If they had saved the test match, I think they would have gone in with their morale higher than at the start of the first test.
Then can I pick on your expert mind and ask you a simple question? From what I'm gathering you're saying, and you're hinting towards something, I'm going to go ahead and shoot that out. It seems like you're saying India is going to find it very difficult to win this test series from here on.
Yes, I think they're going to find it very difficult because, look, Brisbane has always helped the Australian bowlers. Australia has got a much better attack. India has got a good attack. But whether they'll be able to take 20 wickets on this surface, we'll have to wait and see. If they do, I'll be the happiest on earth. But it's not going to be easy for India in Brisbane. And Melbourne, we don't know what the pitch is. In Sydney, the pitch generally helps the spinners. But if in Adelaide, where the batting pitch, if Nathan Lyon can take 12 wickets in a test match, then he can cause us enormous trouble in the Sydney game as well. So it does not look easy for India to win the series. But, stranger things have happened in cricket, so we'll just have to wait and see.
I hate to bring back the age-old debate of the decision review system. There were some incorrect decisions that didn't go India's way, of course. Ajinkya Rahane, at a crucial stage, he was a bit unlucky. The DRS may not be there, but would you say then the umpiring lean towards at least the below-average side?
Yes, I think in a game where the ball is turning, it's not easy for the umpires. You've got to understand that there are so many appeals for bat and pad. So many times the bat and pad is close together. Sometimes it's very difficult to decipher the sound of the ball hitting the leather and the ball hitting the wood, and that can confuse sometimes. And that's what happened. But that's the way the rub of the breed goes. Unfortunately for India, it didn't go for them.
Murali Vijay, he was out on 99. I was checking some stats. You never got out on 99. You know the secret of how not to get out on 99. So what do you have to give Mr. Vijay as advice, who was clearly super nervous in the nervous 90s?
Well, I never looked at the scoreboard when I batted. I was interested in my score only after I got out. So maybe I was aware that I was in the 60s or 70s, but not exactly how many runs I had. So sometimes, that can come in the way of a batsman playing the correct shot or playing the ball on its merits. If he knows that he's on 96 and he needs 4 runs to get to 100, he might chase a ball which he otherwise would have left alone if he was on 92. So maybe that's something that Murali Vijay has to look at. But then again, I have to say that this is a modern approach, modern day attitude. So I wouldn't like to advise Murali Vijay on how to bat in the 90s. All I'd like to say to him is that very well played in both the innings. Because if he hadn't steadied the innings in the first innings, when Australia had scored over 500 and we lost the early wicket of Shikhar Dhawan, then India could have been in trouble. So his 50 in the first innings was invaluable as well, and his 99 in the second innings was top class. And it really is unfortunate that he missed out on 100, but the way he's batted, I think he'll be due for more runs in the rest of the series.
Mr. Gavaskar, I have one final question. The impact of Michael Clarke more or less being ruled out of the Test series. He himself has said that it's unlikely that he'll come back and play any part in this Test series. Will you go as far as to say that India could now have the upper hand because of that?
They would have certainly had the upper hand if they had not lost the Test. Having lost the Test, I think you have to say, despite the fact that Michael Clarke will not be around, they still have enough batting. You've seen David Warner scoring 100 in each innings. Then you've got Steve Smith unbeaten 160 in the first inning, then unbeaten in the second innings. So they have a fair bit of batting, and there will be somebody who will come in who will be able to do an adequate job as Michael Clarke's replacement. And Brad Haddin, substituting for him, didn't do a bad job as the leader of the Australian team. So I don't think it will have too much of an impact. It would have had an impact if India had saved this Test match.
Right, Mr. Gavaskar. In fact, there is news that has just come in that Michael Clarke has admitted he may never play again after chronic back and hamstring problems. About that, we will just have to wait and see. Mr. Gavaskar, though, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. We will, of course, have you come back before that Brisbane Test, which starts on Monday.